Hi, welcome to today's Voice of Greatness broadcast. My name is Joel Bryant and I'm your host. And on today's broadcast, I want to take a few moments to speak with something that I think is very important in this critical time in the life of our nation. The nation itself is in a crisis. And as individuals and as family units and as neighborhood groups and as whole enclaves, we find ourselves in a similar crisis. And when I want to talk about the crisis of greatness, quite simply I mean what the word crisis means, which is simply the decision of greatness. A crisis connotatively simply means that we're in a place of turmoil and anxiety that causes us to have ambiguity and a sense of deficiency about the decision that we make because we don't have all the information that we need, that we feel like, to make the decision. But anybody who's ever achieved greatness and success will tell you, if you wait for perfect conditions, you will never do anything. And so when you're in the crisis of greatness, that simply means that you're having an excessive emotional reaction to circumstances that are beyond your control. And it's in that particular element and that particular circumstance that you must decide that a crisis is simply an opportunity, a responsibility to choose greatness again. See, greatness is not something that you choose once and for all. You can't say today, I choose to pursue greatness, and tomorrow say, you know what? I think I've changed my mind. Or you know what? Conditions are no longer favorable, so I think I'm going to wait. No, just like being married. Anyone who's been married for any length of time will tell you, you have to choose to be married on a daily basis. Sometimes 5 times in the course of a minute, depending upon how heated your circumstance is. But that's the reality for those of us who understand the dynamics of relationship. And when you choose greatness, you're choosing a special relationship. You've made a covenant and a commitment. You're conscious and conscientious. It is not contingent. It is not something that is an option. You recognize that despite the circumstances of your life, that you've made a lifelong commitment to pursue greatness. Through all the turmoil, through all the tumults, through all those things that life brings to us that we cannot calculate and foresee. And so, yes, I know you may be in a crisis. I know you may be saying, you know what? Maybe I've erred by assuming that I have what it takes to achieve greatness. And I want to tell you this, that is not the truth. A crisis is simply an opportunity to reevaluate and to reassess your commitment. See, I'm not giving anything new necessarily today, though I could. I want to encourage your fortitude. See, the word encourage literally means to impart courage, to impart fortitude. Because, see, people don't fail because of lack of talent or lack of ability or even the lack of an opportunity. People fail because they lose the fortitude to press and to persevere when things are uncertain. And what they do is they decide against themselves in favor of average, in favor of mediocrity, in favor of anything less than the ideal that inspired them before they began. And I want to encourage you today. I know how that feels. I've written 42 books, and I've had to choose every day to believe that my work is important, that there's a time and a season for my work to appear to the public. If I did not believe that, I could have not have written 42 books. I would have not gone to school and gotten the education that I've gotten. I would have not allowed life to perfect my character as it has done. But in spite of everything that I have been through, I am persuaded, I am convinced, I have an indomitable commitment to believe and to choose that whether it's economic crisis, relational crisis, professional crisis, and sometimes just my own intrapersonal crisis, when I'm at odds with myself, in those spaces, in those places, I make a conscious, deliberate, and intentional decision without really any evidence to justify my decision. I choose greatness. And once I choose, then the crises, meaning the emotional sense of being overwhelmed, the exhaustion, the ambiguity, the sense of being tormented, the sense of being vexed, all those emotions that we emit unconsciously and other people feel that, those emotions subside and they begin to serve our interests. So if you're there today, you may have people in your circle, in your family who don't understand your commitment. You may have a circumstance right now where you don't even understand your own commitment, and you actually scold and scorn yourself for not being able to quit. And I want to encourage you today. That is a sign. That is a symbol that you have the substance of greatness, and you've got to just simply choose greatness. When you're not making progress, choose greatness. When you feel like you're digressing, choose greatness. When you feel like you're dying, choose greatness. The only thing that you really can't control, I believe, is your own response to how life comes at you. You can control your response. You can control your assessments, your assumptions, and your conclusions based upon what life brings you. And if you choose and decide against greatness in your crisis, guess what? You have just defeated yourself. Be encouraged. The world is in a crisis. There are multitudes in the valley of decision. And those people, independent of resources, who choose greatness, will find themselves on the summit, enjoying the scene, pleased that they did not quit when the crisis came. Be encouraged. This has been the Voice of Greatness broadcast. My name is Joel Bryant. Until next time, have a greatness week, because you can.